So, just had a planning session with Jen about our vagina whispering episodes coming up and was getting intense chills related to somebody's presence and it wouldn't stop, and I was hearing X's and O's, led me to think it was my vagina, got a yes. She said she was being pushy but discreet, and I asked her if she wanted to share, and she said not without an audience. And this was an hour and a half ago or 2 hours ago, whenever it was, and I was looking pretty wrecked. She said she'll come back, and after I showered and am ready to be on video, I wanted to honor her not without an audience, which tells me this isn't exclusively for me. I'm still hearing that song, but I'm not going to play it because I think that's too distracting. But I'm hearing it in my head. 1, 2, 3, they're going to run back to me by Elle King. She's saying that she's going to scroll down to get to the actual point. I'm getting please remember, be kind, rewind, as some of us remember from the Blockbuster days, go back to address not only the trauma, because you need the validation of hearing others' oohs and ahs that recognize traumatic events. You may normalize, okay, or have trivialized to and for yourself. And she's showing a visual of, like, let's say rolling around in something. Like if you had like a little tarp or something and you were kind of rolling around in it, and then there's like a line through it, like it's not for that. It's not to be covered or enshrined to declare that you're traumatized. She's like, we know. We all get that. We really do. And to surround yourself with reminders of, oh my gosh, I can't recover from that level of trauma is a true disservice to having had that experience and living through it for many years to many years later, where you can learn and trust to process for yourself with a therapist, with friends, in a conference regarding sexual trauma, in a support group for other. And she's using victims with air quotes. And my strong impression is, and now she's bringing the word disempowering. And it's not like you're not victimized by situations, but to label yourselves as pure victims isn't true. And she's bringing through a reminder. Now, this isn't everybody's perspective. It is mine now. And I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody else's trauma, because that would be completely inappropriate. And you get to make of what you've been through in your own way. But I can see the traumas that I went through were 30 years ago, 30 and longer ago. And there is a real mindset in my family about being a victim. And she's saying any subscribers to that are not empowered to claim themselves, reclaim their sexual energies, and move back into, and then she shows somebody steering a boat like they're the captain, and then it's being the captain of their ship. Okay. She says, not belittling your physical or private experiences, of course. This isn't the point of that. It's a mindset. If you're a victim, how do you forever heal? You'll always go back to, oh, interesting. And she's giving me this sense of like working through something, talking through something, processing, and then having a breakthrough about maybe healing something or some awareness. But then if the mindset remains of having been a victim, you kind of have to do that over again. She's saying, like, to process each piece or parcel of it. Whereas if you say, that's a shitty experience that I hope I never live through again, and I wouldn't wish on my worst neighbor or frenemy. And now she's, for a moment, it felt like she was going to say, but I signed up for that previous to this life to learn, and there was agreement about it. But bigger than that, I want to roll around in the lesson I learned. Okay, and now I'm getting a high-pitched sound, so somebody else wants to contribute something to this conversation. And it's my grandmother, Elsie. And she's trying to be kind of lighthearted, so she's faking this sort of like New York Jewish accent, like, darling, how do you expect to recover when you feed yourself victim food, victimization food? All of life's a lesson, every bit of it. Okay. And now she's directing this at me, saying that I would be foolish to belittle my experience and not, I'm just getting the word empathy, and then not weave something beautiful out of it. It was the past, it was ago, like long ago. And now X's and O's is starting to play again. And it feels like that same mindset of, again, she's trying to help me unravel this, but I know there's more people that feel this way or identify this way or are taught to believe this way, which is where I feel like I really learned it from. And am unraveling that, or attempting to. That even dating and relationships, it's the same kind of mindset. We can look at things ending or beginnings or what I didn't want or what didn't feel right to me in that same like victimization role mindset. Okay, and then she's saying, fuck off, that's not powerful. Like, fuck off to that, to doing that. And she's showing actually a visual of me, and my energy in this visual is very different. Not drastically different than how I feel when I am actually feeling really good about myself, powerful in my life, like things are going well. Like when I'm doing the things that I know to do for myself, that kind of like empowered and socially acceptable to myself. When you can love yourself better because you're proud that you've been through some shit, but you're still walking around, wrapping your arms around yourselves and each other and feeling like, hey, I got this and so can you. That's empowerment for self and others. That's a special gift and journey that not everybody chooses. But for those who are special enough to say, I want to learn these hardened lessons because I'm bigger than those lessons. My soul is stronger than those experiences. And I'm going to learn from it and help others from their own experiences like mine. You'll only have the credibility to do that if you've had those experiences, first of all. And second of all, you should feel proud. Because rough experiences create a hard-won life, like one WON. Like you've earned to feel good about yourself. There's a deep level of being proud when you know you've walked down a rocky road and you still have good feet and you love them. And that's the precious lesson she's saying that I have taken on in many lives, and especially in this one. And for those of you who are with my proud granddaughter, she's saying, you deserve to feel proud of yourselves as well. And I love you all for being special, for being loved by yourselves and others, despite any experiences that might have shown you otherwise. And you can do this full, grand healing for yourselves and for the rest of those like yourselves who need the help, who might require a boost. When you've walked down that path and you can be like, phew, that's how she's showing it. You'll be proud to give your assistance to those others, and it makes the world a better place. So thank you for listening. I know. And so my grandmother is done with her message, and my vagina came in to remind me because the song X's and O's came through in a conversation that she and I had recently, and she gave me like a homework assignment to write a letter in my journal, not to send, to all of my exes and give them their energy back, which validation and mediumship is something that is unexpected and surprising, and that certainly was. And I have a long list, and it's not people I've necessarily only been physically intimate with, but wherever there was that exchange of energy in that way. So she's telling me to get back to my journal. I hope this was helpful to you.